the problem of the California and particularly Bay Area is a real estate. So if you can use the whatever number of spaces available in the front, that would be great. And don't leave any space here because it's very expensive. Okay, so thank you for coming on Sunday afternoon. Out of all the things in the world, you have chosen to be here. And this is our Sunday program, as I said. So every Sunday we meet at 3:30. And we discuss some topics of wisdom, mostly coming from the ancient wisdom texts like Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam. And then the program continues into the Aarti at 5 p.m. And then there's a feast at 5:30. So anyone here for the first time for this program? All of you are old-timers? Okay, good. So let's start with the kirtan, Jai Radha Madhava. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Hare Krishna. Welcome again to the Sunday afternoon program here. Now I see a few guests have joined in the last few minutes when the kirtan was going. So just like to check again, anyone here for the first time? Yes. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Perfect entry. Just got an entry and then ask the question. So let's ask, maybe ask from you first, right? What brought you here today out of all the things in the world? And what's your name, sir?
I'm Chetan.
Chetan. Welcome, Chetan.
I just moved to the area, so
Oh, nice.
I'm looking for temple here.
Oh, wonderful. So nice to know that you are looking for temple in the area. Yeah, so you're in a perfect place. So this is ISKCON of Silicon Valley. ISKCON means International Society for Krishna Consciousness. So if you are looking for any other kind of consciousness, you are in a wrong place. But stay here, okay. Don't go. Because despite all the craziness on the screens of your phones, endless Facebook and all the books of the world, and all the privileges and facilities that AI is providing to us, and which is yet to come, there is one thing that will always keep us humans, which is association, staying happy, singing, dancing, and eating. Yeah. So that's what we do here, but with a purpose. We have a song, we have a dance, we have food, we have reading from the book, we have good friends, we have musical instruments, and expert players, an audience. But this is not like any endless scrolling of AI-generated bots they left on the, I heard in Facebook they're going to leave some bots as artificial characters recently. Anyone heard the news? You read that thing, right? That Facebook is going to leave some artificial people on the Facebook. So next time you see a friend's request, you don't know the person is a real or a AI bot. But good news is that we are here in the middle of real people. So congratulations to all of you for joining. So before I begin, I'd like to offer my respectful prayers to my spiritual master, my teacher, my guru, His Grace Yaśodā-kṛpā. I offer my respectful prayers to our founder Acharya, His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, who established the ISKCON institution in 1966. I also offer my respectful prayers and obeisances to all the teachers, all the acharyas in the previous line of succession, and Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Shri Radha-Krishna. So let's go to the presentation, Prabhu, if that's okay. And let's make sure it's working correct. So today, we are celebrating a very special day. As many of you already know, that this society called International Society for Krishna Consciousness was founded by our Acharya, the teacher, Srila Prabhupada, who is sitting on an ornate seat here. It's called Vyas Asan. And he is representing the previous line of teachers passed over hundreds and thousands of years. So he established this society after coming to the Western world. But then, what was his motivation? Why, out of all things in the world, he decided to live his well-settled life in India in the age of retirement, almost 68, 69, 70 years of age, when everybody just wants to play with their grandchildren. And at that point of time, without any money in his pocket, he decided to go on a journey to the Western world. This story starts one generation before Srila Prabhupada. This person's name is Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. Tomorrow is his 151st birthday. or we call it appearance day for the teachers. So Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, as you can see from the black and white picture, it's not an AI created picture. It's not a recent picture. It's an old, real picture when we used to have cameras, the real cameras with celluloid, the real films back in those days. So he's from that time, 1874 to 1937, 20th century, 19th and 20th century. Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur was a great visionary. There's, I would say, hours and hours worth of reading and lifetime worth of contemplation and meditation on his teachings. But one thing that I would like to highlight in the middle of this audience here, which all of you are tech-savvy people working in the high-tech industry, most of you, I guess, is that he was a very, very visionary and futuristic person of his days. 100 years ago, he was in India, and India was under the British rule. And Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati had already sent his entrepreneurs, his disciples, his students to the Western world to preach. Because he could see, he could envision a future of spirituality where India would be taking a lead in the next centuries. There's a notion in the spiritual world, and the people in those scholarly side of the world, they say, yeah, the monks and the spiritual practitioners should be living a very simple and very, very down to earth, very mediocre kind of a life, very simple. But he was the one actually who exemplified the principle called Yukta Vairagya. Yukta Vairagya means you stay engaged but not attached with the things. For example, he was probably the first teachers in the spiritual tradition who actually wanted, he himself used, and he wanted his students to use the automotives, the cars, and the technology, machinery back in those days, which was new in those days. So that's where we find our roots of ISKCON. The mood of our founding teachers in the beginning was that let's use the best of the best technology, latest and the greatest of the things, and use it in service of Krishna. There was something very new in those days, which is called the printing press. Anybody seen printing press before? 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm sure you have not. Gen Z, right? Okay, forget it. I have seen. So 4 and 5 out of 20 plus people here. So yeah, we have these things called printing press. And his vision was that we should use this printing press as the technology, as a machinery of the future to publish the books for Krishna consciousness. And then they were monks, and traditionally monks in different traditions. You say in Buddhist, they wear robes, right? The chadars, the clothes. And I've seen the pictures of the devotees in the Islamic tradition. They go to Hajj. Like Hajj is a Makkah, right? And they wear the white-colored, the plain cloth, very simple cloth. So there's a tradition where the spiritual practitioners or in religious circles, people wear very, very simple, basic clothing. But he actually wanted his students to wear stitched, like a tailor-sewn clothes, Western-style clothes probably, back in those days, which was too fancy for society, and wear them and go to Western world, to England, to Burma, which is Myanmar right now, right, and those countries, and teach. So this was the visionary person, and we find our roots in Bhakti Siddhanta's teachings. He established 64 temples, or mutt we call, monasteries, all over India, and has had hundreds of disciples back in those days. So this is a story. It was 1922. How many of you were there in 1922? None, right? So in 1922, this young gentleman, he was 26 years old. His name was Abhay. Everyone please say Abhay? Abhay, yeah. Abhay means fearless. And that actually reminds me of this person, Bhakti Siddhanta. He was called a fearless guru. He was a fearless guru. If he would see some people spreading mundane philosophies or not substantiating their thoughts with any scriptural evidence, and any people who are just throwing away voidism, monistic philosophies, he would just chase them away. Like on the street, he would yell and chase them away. And that's why he got the title of fearless person, like Lion Guru. He was called the Lion Guru. And then Lion Guru, in 1922, he was sitting on in his temple in monastery, in his center in Calcutta. It's now called Kolkata. It's a place called Ulta Danga. So there is a 26-year-old gentleman who goes there with a friend. Now, there's a conversation happening. Now, remember what you were, any 26 years old here, by the way? You are not 26 years old, right? None of you? Anybody in the audience who is 26 years old? Or about 25, 26, 27 years old? None? Remember what you were doing when you were 26 years old. Take a moment. You don't have to tell here, but you can keep those best secrets with you. Yeah, we all had 26 years, right? And it's yet to come for you. Well, I came to the US when I was 26. So this person, Abhay, was 26 years old, almost. His friend took him there. He said, like, nah, sadhu, gurus, I've seen them enough in my life. I don't want to go there. But then Abhay goes to this person, and this teacher, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, whose birthday is tomorrow, Appearance Day we call, or Avirbhav Divas. So he asked in the first meeting, oh, you are an English-educated person. Why don't you go to the Western world and use your knowledge of English to preach the message of Krishna consciousness to the Western world? And Abhay was kind of startled. It's my first meeting, and what do you expect the first meeting the person to say? Like, yeah, hi, how are you, and all such things, but you're giving me instruction? Wait, I have better things to do. I am engaged in the India's freedom of struggle for freedom, right? The struggle for independence, the Gandhi's movement back in the early 19th. And Abhay was deeply involved in Mahatma Gandhi's struggle and other activism in the society. So then, Bhaktisiddhanta explained to him a higher purpose, a higher cause, for which Abhay can dedicate himself the rest of his life. Abhay was a young gentleman. He had his job, his business, his family, kids. He had to take care of so many things. So he wasn't ready in the beginning. But then, for 1, 2, 3, and 4 decades, he kept on planning. For more than 4 decades, Abhay, he kept on planning, working relentlessly, staying up at nights, saving money, publishing books. In between, he got sannyas. Sannyas means somebody in the renounced order of life. And he became Abhay Charanarvind Swami Prabhupada. We see him here today. He had his family responsibilities, and then at the right time, he decided to get out of his family daily day-to-day chores and all, and then he decided to dedicate himself fully to the instruction of his spiritual teacher, his guru, Bhaktisiddhanta. And in 1965, His Divine Grace, as we call as an honorific title, Abhay Charanarvind Swami Srila Prabhupada is here. He's a student of Bhaktisiddhanta. He came to the US, the Western world, in 1965. And in 1966, formally, this Society for International Society for Krishna Consciousness was formed. So that's a brief history of how you see visionary people. And if you see technology and best-in-class people working here, speaking sophisticated language and not looking like monks, now you see why ISKCON people are different. Because ISKCON has a very, very strong fundamental. The ground, the roots, the bases are in the futuristic vision of our founding father, to use technology and everything in the world in the service of Krishna. So, everyone with me so far? Okay? So today we're going to talk about what ISKCON is. And like any organization, anything in the life, we have a purpose, right? Every company has a purpose. Even as a parent, we have a purpose to raise a good child. And as a good husband or a wife, all of us have a purpose in our life. So what is the purpose of this society? And we are going to talk about the purpose of this society. Can someone please read? And please use the mics, which have been distributed in the audience already. If not, Prabhu, can you please share some mics? All right, the first one I'll read myself then. Prabhu is distributing mics. So the first purpose is to systematically propagate spiritual knowledge to society at large and to educate all people in the techniques of spiritual life in order to check the imbalance of values in life and to achieve real unity and peace in the world. So there are different ways of looking at one statement, and things that caught my attention were 3 words: systematically, educate, and imbalance. So systematically, system is very important. We have system at every stage of our life. When we are born, our kids are born, we have a hospital to take care of. There's a medical system, healthcare system, and the dad and mom, they pay for insurance. That's the insurance system, which is very complex, right? The kid grows up, goes to the school, there's education system, and goes to the college. There's a financial system that pays for the college, your dad's pocket, or the loan system. You get a job, you go to a company, there's a system in place. So everywhere we see there's a system, right? You can think of things that can happen without system in place, like things are going to start falling apart. Maybe 1 or 2 ideas, what thoughts you can share? What could happen if things are not systematic? If things are not systematic, what could happen to the world? Or any examples that you see?
For example, the traffic.
Traffic lights don't work, right? Yeah.
Like if we don't follow the rules, we
Yeah.
will be going this way, that way.
Yeah, thank you, Mataji. Yes. So it will be a big chaos on the streets. If the traffic rules the system is not followed, we have to drive on the right and the left and take turns and stop at the stop sign and follow traffic lights. Thank you. It's a very perfect example. Others? What systems do you see in your neighborhood, in your life around you? What kind of systems? Yes, Mataji.
The education system.
Yeah.
So that if the kids weren't educated from the time they were young in the education system, then we would have a lot of chaos if they were just allowed to run around.
Yeah, that's very important too. Thank you. Yes, education system is very important. And then there are different kind of imbalances in the life. Imbalance could be everywhere. Imbalance could be very small thing, like I'd say sometimes I feel, there is my socks, my socks, these socks have a conspiracy against me. I do my laundry every week, okay? And I know some people are laughing, so I know what happens. We do laundry, put it in the dryer, one of them is already lost by that time. And by the time I take my clothes out of dryer and go to my closet, and the next day I'm wearing them, like, my God, I found one. And where's the other one? Like, I couldn't find the other one. There's an imbalance, right? The basic things in life are imbalance. And for the life of me, I could never understand why it happens to me only. But now I understand why the Gen Z kids like this, they like to wear different color socks. and I have given up already. Like in the past few months, in general, I have started to wear different colors of socks. Because I don't have time, right? I mean, so much imbalance in the life already. Who has time to go and find the other pair of socks out of like 20 different clothes? Because socks have a conspiracy against me for some reason. I'm the only one, or others also feel the same way? Well, yes like this, and no is like this. You know what, in India, I grew up, sorry, 1 second. India, I grew up. India, the yes means, and I also, no means, no. So for here, please, the next 1 hour, 20 minutes, or 1 hour or so, or whatever. Yes means this, a big, and no means this. Thank you. Mataji, please.
Oh, don't feel bad. You're not the only one that always loses socks. And I always say they go to sock heaven.
Sock heaven. Yeah, good point. So, and then other thing is, if I open my fridge and want to eat something healthy like an apple or some healthy thing, and I see a piece of cake which my wife had cooked like 1 week ago, which is like a leftover, and the next thing is I'm devouring the cake, right? So there's imbalance of diet versus eating any kind of food. That's one example. Other things could be the productivity. I start doing my office work or making a presentation for this class today and open my laptop and look for something on YouTube. And the next thing YouTube keeps on throwing for me is like the ads of cute cats and chickens. Happen to anybody else? Those useless ads, commercials? Now, cats, I understand they are cute. And once in a while, YouTube throws tiger at me, like tiger for some reason, I don't know why. But I love tigers. Coming from India, there are so many tigers there, right? So tiger is India's national animal, so I love tigers. Be honest here, okay? But then, commercials and ads of this hair implant, like I have healthy hair. My dad and my grandfather, they died with full hair on their head. I have no absolute genetic hereditary issue with my hair, but why in the world, which data it collected to show me hair implant ads on YouTube? But the point is that the moment you see some things on YouTube and Facebook and you start something doing else, and then you easily get distracted. And you get lost in scrolling, and then, 1 hour is lost. Right? And there's an imbalance. There is imbalance in society, there's imbalance in our personal life, there's imbalance in my diet, imbalance in exercising routine, there's imbalance in the unity and peace of the world. We see so many nasty things happening in the world today. The socks and the cake and the ads of chickens and cats in the YouTube is just a very, very small thing that annoy me sometimes. But at a bigger level, there is a lot of imbalance, lot of disturbance and chaos in the society. Yes or no? Yes, right. So systematically educate the people to address the imbalance of life. Interestingly, I was systematically educated like many of the people. I was systematically educated in school, and for many, many years, I was led to believe that my ancestors were apes, and they came from the planet of apes. But now, after coming to Krishna consciousness and reading the books, the ancient texts of wisdom, the Vedic books, especially Srimad Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita, I'm coming to realization that I do not belong to a family of gorillas and chimpanzees. I am a descendant of very, very highly intellectual people, saints, sages, back in the older days, which already existed, always, with or without Jurassic Park. Okay? And if we start tracing back our origin, who is my father, who is his father, and father, our wisdom texts, they lead us to our source, a person. He is the first created person. His name is Brahma. What's his name? Brahma. He is a very, very intellectual person who is in no way an underdeveloped species who is living in a primitive life and wearing a tree bark and accidentally discovered a rolling tree as a wheel and somehow rubbed against the 2 stones to discover a fire. Brahma is a very, very intellectual, knowledgeable person who is the first created person of the universe. And that brings us to why the systematic education of spiritual knowledge is important, so that our kids are not misled into believing that their forefathers were apes. Right? But then, where is this knowledge coming from? And by the way, before that, still on that topic, imbalance. So, Krishna says in the Gita, this knowledge, I'm not telling you anything new today. Most of us know, right? There's a Bhagavad Gita happening, there's a battle of Mahabharata, Arjuna is a student, his teacher is Krishna. But then, Krishna says to Arjuna, that this knowledge that I'm going to give you now is not the first time. I gave it to others before you. However, there was an imbalance in society that happened. Evam parampara praptam rajan imam rajashayo vidhu. Evam parampara praptam. And then he says, sa kalineha mahata yogo nashta parantapa. Means due to the influence of time, kalineha mahata, because of kala means time. Yogo nashta parant, this knowledge of ancient yoga, nashta means destroyed. This knowledge got lost over the millenniums. And that was the imbalance that Krishna is trying to fix here by repeating the message to Arjuna as a student this time, because Arjuna is his friend and a devotee. And that brings us to the next purpose of our society, which is to propagate a consciousness of Krishna as it is revealed in the Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam. There are so many institutions in the world, so many organizations who are teaching this spiritual knowledge, and everybody has a free will. You can choose to go wherever you like. But since you are here, it's very important to understand what we are doing here, right? So, we are doing here is questions and answers. What are we doing? Yes, because Bhagavad Gita starts with the questioning of my current situation. Arjuna as a student, as a professional, let's say he's a professional, he's confused, he's a dilemma. He's caught in the conundrum of between like, oh, my family and friends, my loved ones versus my duty as a warrior who is supposed to kill everybody here in the field, in the battlefield. And that's where he starts questioning the status quo. What am I doing here? I don't want to do these things. There's something better I can do in my life. And Arjuna is asking questions. And his teacher, Krishna, is answering his questions. So questioning and answering is a very, very important part of our culture here. Are you here for the first time or in the 9th or 10th time? I hope you keep on coming here. But whenever you come, please ask questions. Not only Bhagavad Gita, the other literature, which is Srimad Bhagavatam, is called spotless Purana, Puranam Amalam. It is the topmost of all the Puranas. All the Vedic wisdom is considered like a tree, and the ripened, most sweet, nectarian fruit of all the Vedic wisdom is called Srimad Bhagavatam. It's a voluminous literature, but it starts with asking question. So asking question is a very important part of our culture here. Now coming to our life. See the picture? This guy is just pounded by people with file and phones and emails and so many things, right? His face is hidden for a purpose. Just replace his face with yours and mine. And just put yourself in this situation. We are very fortunate that we are not in a situation like that of Arjuna, where we are expected to kill our family members. But yes, situation in our world is definitely perilous. It's a risky situation. We can lose our job anytime, we can lose our family members anytime, we can lose our body anytime, right? On top of that, there are commitments, there are deadlines to meet, there are expectations from our family, from our bosses and everybody. Having a culture of Krishna consciousness and Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam definitely allows us to maintain that balance in our life that we all of us are looking for. Next one, some would like to read, please. If you have the mic around you. This is the third purpose of ISKCON. Can someone please read? Yes, at the back. Oh, yes, Mataji, yes.
To bring the members of the society together with each other and nearer to Krishna, the prime entity, and thus to develop the idea within the members and humanity at large that each soul is part and parcel of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna.
Thank you. So there are two very, very important things in this, which I observed. Again, everybody has a different way of looking at things. But what caught my attention here was the last word, Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna. Krishna here is not addressed as just God. Krishna is addressed as a Supreme Personality because God, Supreme God, is a person. He's not somebody who is living everywhere as a part of the sunshine. Yeah, God is everywhere, right? That's true. But the source, the bottom of it, is a person. His name is Krishna. And much like our world, where we have friends and family and loved ones, he also has a spiritual world. But that spiritual world is not like our material world. That spiritual world does not have Costco, Kaiser Permanente, and Home Depot. You bring some things from Costco, you overeat, your body breaks, you go to Kaiser, or the things break, you go to Home Depot. Right? This interesting thing in my family. I have a 4-year-old, and practically he has grown up in 3 places. One is this temple, obviously. Other, Costco. And third is Home Depot. You know it, right? He talks, you've just seen it. Yeah. So my son, when he is happy in a good mood, he says, let's go to Costco. Because he knows in Costco he will get cars and toys. And when he's very annoyed, forget 4-year-old child, he's 4 years old, right? And when he's very angry, he tells me and my wife, you go to Home Depot. Not talking to you, go to Home Depot. I don't know why I thought like Home Depot is a place of punishment or whatever, but he just says like, in India we say like, narak mein jao, bhaad mein jao, right? And like English, go to hell, right? He's like, go to Home Depot. You saw that there, right? You saw it, right? Yeah. Go to Home Depot. So, yeah, so in the spiritual world, there is no Home Depot, there is no Costco, and there is no Kaiser. Because people don't fall sick, people don't die. Thank you. And things don't break. And the other thing interesting here, which is the together with each other, is a society of people. We are all people, yet we are not bots. Any bots here? All humans? Okay, good. I can see few hands. Good. So, yes, so that's the third purpose, to bring together the people with each other. Now, in some traditions, you might see that there are people from different walks of life. They go to the secluded places in isolated world, like Himalayas, in the mountains, in the forest. And once in 12 years or sometime, they come and take a dip in the river, right? It's happening right now. And they are all different traditions. We respect them all. However, we don't do that. Okay? We are very people-friendly, human-friendly, animal-friendly, and Krishna-centric society. What it means is we have certain principles, which means we exchange a few things. What? It's called dadati pratigrihanati, means we give and we receive gifts. We share things with each other. Gohyam akhyati prachati means confidentially, you find that somebody you can trust and you can ask questions and reveal your heart, and you can exchange heart-to-heart thoughts with that person. Right? And how can you forget the most important part, which is eating. Bhungte bhojayate chaiva means we eat and we invite others to our place to eat. So this is a society of people where you will find person-to-person connection, and none of this can actually happen on Facebook, Instagram, or any social media platform. Everyone so far with me? Right? So that's the third purpose, to bring the people together and we perform Krishna-centric activities like we sing and we dance and we eat, which we are going to do in a few minutes, right? Okay, good. So the next purpose is, who wants to read? You had your hands up right next time, right? Yes, okay, please go ahead. With the mic in the back.
Purpose 4, to teach and encourage the Sankirtan movement of congregational chanting of the holy name of God as revealed in the teachings of Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu.
Thank you. So, who is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is again a person, and a person who is an incarnation or avatar, somebody who has descended from the higher realms to the material world, today's contemporary world. And he is an incarnation of Lord Krishna himself, as revealed to us in the authorized texts of wisdom. And Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had a very simple message to everybody. Chant and be happy. When we say the previous message was, the previous purpose was, each soul is part and parcel of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So Krishna says in the Gita here, Mame vamsho jiva loke jiva bhuta sanatana manashasthani indriyani prakritisthani karshati. Mame vansho jiva means all of the jivas, all the people, you are my part and parcels, my family. It could be very difficult sometimes. At least this language, literally this part and parcel, we don't use this language anymore, right? Anybody seen this language apart from ISKCON literature? Kids, these are books, do you read this language? No, you don't see, right? So this language could be a little heavy for people. And when these two words, part and parcel, could be heavy, how about the entire voluminous books, right? And we might say at one point of time, like, yeah, I just cannot do this. It's not in my scope of things. I give up. But fortunately, there is a good news, which was given to us by this person, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who appeared 500 years ago in West Bengal in India. And his message was, yes, you can understand all of these books, but start with the basic, keep the main thing main, which is the chanting. Congregational chanting, which means we sing the names of Lord Krishna. It is said, and by not me who is saying, remember the person I told? Brahma, the first person, who is an intellectual person, who is our supreme created first person of the universe. He is the one telling in his poem, in his prayer, he's saying, Ishvara Paramaha Krishna Satchidananda Vigraha Anadiradir Govinda Sarva Karana Karanam. And then he goes on to say further, Advaitam Achyutam Anadi Ananta Rupam Adyam Purana Purusham Navayovanam Cha Vedeshu Durlabham Adurlabham Atma Bhakta Govindamadi Purusham Tam Aham Bhajami. He says, Advaitam Achyutam Anadi Ananta Rupam. Ananta means infinite. Rupam means forms. Krishna has unlimited, infinite number of forms and names. But there's a difference between my name and our name here and Krishna's name. If somebody calls my name is not so potent or equally strong or powerful. Just imagine if somebody says, what's your name? Amira. I know it's Amira. Speak on mic. Amira, what's your name? Speak in this mic. Okay, doesn't work. Amira's name is Amira. Okay. Amira says, I say something like, Amira is saying something. Will you pay attention to it? Like, who cares who is Amira, right, in the world? I care. Okay. A lot. But then there is a person, POTUS, President of the United States. And there's an official document signed by him, and that says, signed by the President Trump. So his name carries some weight. Isn't that true? Right? Becomes a law. Right? But that tells me something of the imbalance. Can I take a detour? Very first principle talked about the imbalance, right? Imbalance of socks, food, imbalance of? Huh? Loudly on the mic. Traffic, yeah, traffic. How about the imbalance of trade? Trade imbalance, right? Believe me. Peppers, avocados, bananas, lemons, they're all going to become expensive. Okay? With the tariffs coming from Mexico. So yeah, going to imbalance, that's the thing I kind of think of these days. The food is getting more expensive right now. But back to this point. So, sorry, this one, the previous one. Yeah. So, when the name of the president of one country can be so powerful, which without being his physically present there, the name can do a lot of things in the country. Agree or not? Just imagine how powerful, how potent, how influential, how impactful the name of that person would be, who is the topmost person of this entire universe, who has no beginning or end. The supreme person, his name is Krishna. And that is why Krishna's name itself carries infinite number of amount of potency. Because Krishna's name, when you say Krishna, everyone please say Krishna. Loudly. Krishna. Krishna's name, when you are chanting Krishna's name, Krishna is right now here present with us. And that is the potency of his name. Not just Krishna's name, every name of Krishna, Nam Namakari Bahuda Charva Shaktis. That's Mahaprabhu's message. That there are so many names of Krishna. But each of these names have been infused with the same level of potency, same level of impact that can make in our life. This name of Krishna. And we chant the name of Krishna with our heart. What do we call that process? Kirtan. And that's why you see ISKCON devotees everywhere in the world, on the streets, in subway, in trains, and in every forest, in the Rath Yatras in the world you see, in the parks and trails, Yosemite, Yellowstone, right? There is Hare Krishna everywhere. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So up until now we talked about people, we talked about food, talked about education, systematic education, and what else? What else we talked about? What do we do here? Chanting. We just talked about it. Come on. Kirtan, right? So when we have kirtan, we have books, we have people, we have food, we have singing and dancing. What do we need? A place. And that's the fifth purpose here. To erect for members and for society at large a holy place of transcendental pastimes dedicated to the personality of Krishna. So this place, you are sitting here in the middle of Silicon Valley, is a place dedicated to the personality of Krishna. Now, next purpose. You want to read? You got a mic yet? No? Okay. Somebody has a mic? Yes, please, the back. She has the mic here, there in the back.
Purpose 6, bring the members closer together for the purpose of teaching a simple and more natural way of life.
Thank you. Simpler and more natural way of life. So far, I've been speaking, I'm kind of tired. So I'd like to request, please, all of you to chime in and tell, what does simpler and more natural way of life mean to you? And you and you. Okay, please go ahead. What is the simpler and natural way of life? What does it mean to you? Please use the mic because there are audience who are in the Zoom. Let's acknowledge. Can we, Prabhu, take a quick switch back to the Zoom screen and see if there are some audience we can acknowledge their presence here? Please use the mic because the audience beyond this room, they cannot hear you. Thank you so much for joining from different places online. Hare Krishna. Yeah, thank you, Prabhu. Let's go back to the presentation. I can see Jaganai Prabhu, Vikram Adhikari, Shirley, Scott. Okay, yes, please, use the mic and go ahead. What does it mean to you to be more simple and natural?
To me, it means being outside, outdoors.
Outside, outdoors. Good. How do you do it? Like hiking and those things?
Yeah.
Okay. Good, thank you. In the back, anybody else? I think I saw one more hand. Yeah, please go ahead. I'm tired. Mataji, please. I've been speaking for like last almost an hour now. So you please tell me, everybody here, that what is simpler and natural way of life mean to you?
Growing our own food.
Growing our own food, if possible. Okay.
Yeah, if possible.
Yeah, it's a good idea. If not all food, maybe some oranges, some tree in the backyard.
Yeah.
Yeah, It's a good idea and offer to Krishna. Nice. Others, please. Oh, Arman, yes. Can you pass? Prabhu, do we have some more mics if you do? Yeah. So Arman is going to tell us what is a simpler and natural way of life for him.
Trying to be attuned with nature, like
Trying to be attuned with
not
nature.
trying to hurt any nature, not trying to hurt any plants or kill any animals,
Uh-huh.
and
Nice.
trying to let nature flow, let nature do its thing, and like let nature take on
Good,
the world.
right? This guy is smart, I can tell you. How old are you?
12.
Good. Okay. Yeah, go ahead, Prabhu. Girdhari.
Being more social is more natural, I guess.
Okay, so being more social is natural for you. Good. That's a good point, actually. And it's a very powerful point. I'll get back to this. Why? Because, so we have a cow farm. Our ISKCON temple here has a cow farm. We have a wonderful couple of devotees here, Jamuna Mataji and her husband, Todd. And they have a cow farm. They have a couple of cows in the Carmel Valley. Everyone knows where Carmel Valley is, right? In the like 50 miles, I don't know how many miles down south, right? It's a Carmel Valley. So my wife and me and my child, we went to a small, kind of a 2-3 days break. We went to live in that farm in the middle of nature. We used to walk around and play with the cows and milk the cows and clean and everything. And it was so relaxing and so appealing to us that the first thing we came back when we did was my wife and I started to look for a property to live a little outside the Bay Area. And I know you lived in Woodside, right? Somewhere there. Including that place too, I found properties. You know, everything is just out of reach. So expensive these days. And then there's a constraint, there is a condition. I have my job to do. I have my son who is like I said, 4-year-old. He has to go to school now, right? It has to be in a good school district. So, and of course, my temple services. So with all of these boundaries around my job, my child's education, and the services in temple, and obviously going to Costco, Kaiser, and Home Depot. Living in those places is not practical. And even if I'm willing to sacrifice, stretch my pocket and sacrifice all the things I mentioned in my just now, like job and child's education and services, one thing that still prohibited us from going to a place in the woods was insurance prices. No insurance company in California is willing to give you insurance. On the record, I can tell you, because I've done some research. No insurance company in California is willing to give you insurance policy for living in the natural woods, which is considered a more sattvic and more good or natural way of life, which many of you quoted, right? Because of the fire. We just saw the tragedy, right? Just last month in LA. And the CalFare plan, which is kind of a funded plan, that's going to impact everybody else's pocket. So the situations, the circumstances around. My point is that these are not allowing us, even if I may have the desire and willingness to do certain things, there are constraints around me that do not allow me to go to those places to live. So then, what does it mean to be natural? Do we have to be living in nature, or we can be social while living in and be natural? Because the idea of bhakti is not to leave the world. The idea of bhakti is to leave the attachment for the world. The idea of being Krishna conscious does not mean that we leave the world. We have to live in this world with the natural inclinations and proclivities. And that principle is called Isha Vasam Idam Sarvam. Everything in the world belongs to the Supreme Lord Krishna. And if I am living with this principle, that everything belongs to Krishna, and I'm going to use only that much which is needed for me, I can live in any part of the world in a very, very simpler and natural way of life. Any thoughts or reflections on this topic? Because it's very important. All of us cannot go to Vrindavan. All of us cannot go to forest in Himalayas. All of us cannot go to Kumbh Mela. So how can we make our life more simpler and natural living in this society? Maybe we can take some reflections. I know there are a few newcomers here, so again, welcome to all of you. But some of you are experienced practitioners of bhakti. Maybe we can pick up their brains and hear from some of them on how you are practicing a simpler, natural way of life while living in the middle of the Silicon Valley. I look up to you and Prabhuji in the back, or those who are experienced practitioners, they can enlighten everybody else. That how natural way of life, simpler way of life can be practiced living in the most expensive place on the earth. Yes, Vrinda Sevika, please, to use the mic.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
I was thinking about how we spend time. So when you're in Krishna consciousness, you are satisfied with less things, like in terms of entertainment. You don't have to like travel all the time or just spend so much money on this parties or everything.
The party entertainment, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So you're satisfied with just gathering with devotees, like spending time together, singing, chanting.
So how do you, for everybody else, maybe you can face them and tell everybody, the audience, what is your method of entertainment? If you don't do the parties and if you don't go to cinema, then what do you do to entertain yourself?
So I'm joining the kirtan parties with devotees.
Yeah.
So we just sing together the holy name, and then cook whatever we bring. That's what we cook at home, and we share usually.
Okay.
So
nice.
that's
great. So we share food, we sing together, we party together.
And you don't need much.
And we don't need so much money for that, right?
Yeah.
Good. Other thoughts? How a simpler and natural way of life as a devotee you can live. Yeah, the mic to Ekachakra Prabhu. And please, we are getting some space constraint in the back. So if you don't mind, please coming in the front, because the insurance policy for this building has been already paid for. So come over in the front. It's not a forest area. And there is no medical plan needed to be in the front. So no Kaiser if you come here.
You reminded me of a story I heard recently.
Yeah.
Of a young monk who wanted to go to the mountains and just find a pristine environment and just meditate. When he got there, he said after a couple days he was very bored.
Bored, yeah.
And he went back to Vrindavan just looking for connection with other practitioners, looking for service, and then that actually made him happy. More to the point of what you were saying.
Social. Right?
Yeah,
People, yeah.
social and activity.
That's Girdhari's point.
Yeah.
Social.
And we find that Ananda is part of, the complete whole, and you can only have Ananda through relationships with others. That's why Krishna expands himself into all the living entities.
And that's very important, because the purpose starts with saying to bring the members closer. We just don't create a place, natural way of life. We bring members together to that place. Thank you, Prabhu. Very nice. Other thoughts? Yes, Prabhu.
Thank you.
Yes. Agliji, go ahead.
Yeah, thank you so much for this class, and also make it practical for people who live here. Something I have been reflecting on is I have been trying to use less plastics, and I realize it's really hard because here we live a very busy lifestyle and we are always moving. And so to just have a rule to say I don't use plastic is extremely hard to implement in life. But I think something that we can do is just to bring a utensil like bamboo utensil, and even that It's very hard, but that gives me some joy when I don't have to use plastic when I go anywhere. So yeah, just a little bit tips for, people who are always on the road and in modern life, something practical to implement in our life.
Thank you. That's very important. That whatever we use, we should try to minimize the use of plastic, because whatever goes in the sea stays there for 400 years. At least they say, right? There are simpler ways to live. We heard from something? Yeah.
I have been thinking about simple life means to be content with whatever is available,
yes,
around us, and not depend too much beyond or outside, and increase our artificial needs. Just be content with whatever is available,
yes,
and not try to over depend on outside stuff.
So contented and minimize or just go for necessity. Doesn't mean that we should abandon the necessities.
Yeah.
Whatever is required, we have to do it. But whatever is desire for additional things, we can regulate them. And that's a fundamental way of making a simpler, natural way of life. Thank you, Prabhu. Yeah, so this is purpose number 6.
One more here.
Yes, Prabhu. Mataji, yes, Kanka Mataji.
That reminded me that Srila Prabhupada would always say, this chanting of Hare Krishna will help us not hanker and lament. And for myself, I always try to be grateful for whatever I have, like grateful for water that I have to drink. I don't have to walk 5 miles to get my water.
Yeah.
I have running water, I have a shower. And so to even be grateful for the little things in life and not hanker and lament.
Yeah, there are so many people in the world. Thank you. This is a very important point, because people don't even have necessities. What we are wasting here and splurging freely, people in the world do not have that. It's a luxury for them, as we can walk 5 miles and get some glass of water. So we should be thankful. We should be grateful for what we have and not complain about everything. Yeah, good points. Thank you, everyone. And that brings us to the last point, the last purpose of ISKCON, our society. Who wants to read this time? Okay, go ahead, yeah. Girdhari.
Purpose 7. With a view towards achieving the aforementioned purposes, to publish and distribute periodically magazines, books, and other writings.
Thank you. Now for this one, again I'll take a poll of who is here for the first time. Chetan, I know one. And then Chetan still there? Or left already? Okay. Others? First timers? 1, 2, yeah, 3, 4. Everybody else, and including first timers also. If there is one thing that brought us here for the first time, and second, and third, and fourth, and you became a part of this family, like Vrinda Sevika. This was Srila Prabhupada's biggest contribution to the world, which is his books. There's a saying in ISKCON, we say books are the basis. Everything we do here are founded in the philosophy and the knowledge coming from the authorized literature. We have the books, we publish them. We have a publishing house called Bhaktivedanta Book Trust. And the books are based on the teachings of our founder teacher, Acharya Srila Prabhupada, and other previous teachers before him. These are authorized literature. And we do not just publish or print books. We also distribute them actively. So you can see, if you have not already, and I'm sure most of you are already human beings, right? All of you? Again, counting no bots here, right, yet? Okay. So, you have seen Hare Krishnas distributing books. Where? Traffic light, airports, hospitals, cinema halls, India Cash and Carry, Palo Alto Little Plaza, trains, Subway, Wall Street, and Times Square. Amazon online, right? Books are everywhere. Tadi Prabhu. Mike, please. New Delhi railway station. They have a stall now, right? I saw. There's a booth there, yeah. New Delhi railway station, New Delhi, yeah. Books are everywhere. And there's a saying, which I actually have observed in the past several years of my life in ISKCON. If you leave prasadam food and books anywhere, they just disappear in 10 minutes. You won't find them again. Because people here are so hungry for food and books. And it's very, very, very likely that all of you may have been influenced or at least touched by the books, by our active book distributors, somewhere, some part of the world that brought you here. I was touched many years ago. That's why I'm here. Maybe other thoughts? How the books brought you to the Krishna consciousness. Anybody would like to share your experience with the ISKCON's books, Prabhupada's books? Nobody has the books? Or you want to share? Yes, go ahead. And let's take a mic. Let's pass on the mic to her.
I started reading Srila Prabhupada books in 2013, and it was in electronic version.
Okay.
So, but somebody online, they were talking about this book, so I just downloaded, started reading, and it was saying that you have to study these books under the guidance.
Under the guidance.
Of the knowledgeable person who is already,
yes.
who knows better these books. So then I started looking for somebody I didn't know about ISKCON or devotees, but somebody who is teaching. So somehow.
Nice. So books, yeah, there are books and there are facilities for you to study here, and you can ask questions, as I said earlier, that questions and answers is the part of culture here. Yes, Prabhu at the back. Please use the mic, Tadiya Suga Prabhu.
Prabhu, Srila Prabhupada once said, religion without philosophy is a sentiment, and philosophy without religion is a mental speculation.
Thank you. This is where we started our first slide today, for those of you who missed already.
The core, our movement is based on a sound philosophy, and that sound philosophy is based on the Vedanta Sutras and the commentary to the Vedanta Sutras by Srila Vyasadeva. And it clearly explains what is the purpose of life, why the living entity is suffering in this material world, and what is the remedy to that suffering. So unless and until one inquires into these questions, he will not be fully satisfied. And these books give that kind of nourishment and satisfaction to whomever they read those books.
Yes.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhu. Very eloquently described, Prabhu. Thank you. And you nicely summarize. All of that we are doing here is founded in the principles coming from authorized books. So at this point, I have almost finished the slides that I have and the content that I prepared. But I'd like to ask any reflections, thoughts, or questions that you may have that you think will benefit you or everybody else. Any questions? Yes, Prabhu, anything comes to your mind?
Thank you for placing such an emphasis on the books. If you look at all the portraits of our teachers back to Brahma, they're always holding books. All the way down.
Yes.
You see they were writing and very proud of their books. And this whole society really was built on the sale of these books. Prabhupada's order from his spiritual master was to preach in the West in English language. So when he created his translation and commentary on Srimad Bhagavatam, that's when he finally started his great mission. He came to America with a trunk of books.
Trunk of books, that's all here. $7 and trunk of books, right?
And he's encouraged his disciples to write as well, because when you write something down, that's the best way to both preserve it and propagate it in the world. These books are like ticking time bombs on all over the place. When someone's ready, they'll open it and their heart will be changed by that association with a pure devotee. So, and I know from coming here that book distribution is one of the main tenets of this particular temple. So I really appreciated you putting such an emphasis on that. Thank you, Prabhu.
Thank you. Yeah, Prabhu is saying books are ticking bombs. Yes, and if books are taking bombs, ISKCON Publishing House, Bhaktivedanta Book Trust, is an ammunition factory that's exploding every day somewhere in the world. So, any questions, comments? If not, I can move forward. I don't see any hands raised. We'll do a small kirtan here now. Right? Now, before that, as I said, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's, his mission was to promote the Sankirtan, the congregational chanting of the holy name. And as I mentioned earlier, each of these names of Krishna, they include full potency of Krishna's energies. Krishna's names are unlimited, and each of these names have a meaning. For example, Govinda. Govinda means, before that, everyone please say Govinda. 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 All your heart, Govinda. Govinda. Means someone who brings pleasure to the cows, because Krishna loves cows, and also means someone who gives pleasure to the senses, Govinda. Gopala, please say Gopal. 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 Means he is the protector of cows. He is a cowherd boy. Keshava. 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 Means, again, two meanings. One, somebody who has long matted black hair, and also somebody, a person who killed a demon named Keshi. And then Madhava. Madhava. Madhava means he is a husband of the goddess of fortune, Lakshmi Devi. Madhav can be also broken into two words. Madhu. Madhu means sweet, Dhava means the world. He has all the sweetness of all the world. Imagine, just a bottle of honey. Can you handle the sweetness of a bottle of honey? No, right? Maybe a spoon is enough. Imagine how sweet is Krishna. He's the Madhava, he's the Madhu of the entire world. And Deen Dayal is specifically significant for population in the modern world today. Deen Dayal means somebody, a person who is a friend of the fallen, poor, impoverished people. Deen means impoverished, poor people. You might say, well, we are all working in the good, healthy tech jobs, and we have stocks and cryptos and I don't know what all things are these days. And we have big Los Gatos, Palo Alto house and everything, right? I'm not a deen, I'm not a beggar, I'm not a poor person. But believe me, there are people in the world who are so poor, so poor, so poor, all they have is just money. There are people who are so rich that they have big houses, but they don't have people and friends to come in those houses. There are people who have big dining tables in the houses, but not enough people to sit around and eat together. So in that sense, spiritually, from inside, everybody is a poor person. And Krishna serves the material as well as spiritual needs of everybody. And that's why he is called Deen Dayal. Deen Dayal. All right, ready? You have the mic with you to sing in between? You have the mic, right? Yeah. You also. Jaya Govinda, Jaya Gopal, Keshava Madhava Deen Dayal. Jaya Govinda, Jaya Gopal, Keshava Madhava Deen Dayal. Jaya Govinda, Jaya better without the mobile phone screen. Use your hands for clapping. Jaya Govinda, Jaya Gopal, Keshava Madhava Deen Dayal.
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Bolo, bolo, loudly, all your heart. Jaya Govinda, Jaya Gopal, Keshav Madhava, Deen-dayal. Jaya Govinda, Jaya Gopal, Keshav Madhava, Deen-dayal. Deen-dayal Prabhu, Deen-dayal, Deen-dayal Prabhu, Deen-dayal. Deen-dayal Prabhu, Deen-dayal, Deen-dayal Prabhu, Deen-dayal. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Radhe Radhe, Radhe Radhe, Radhe Radhe, Sham Sham, Radhe Radhe, Radhe Radhe, Radhe Radhe, Radhe Radhe, Radhe Radhe, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
minutes remaining. I'd like to thank all of you once again for joining. And before we end up the session, I'd like to conclude by bringing back the first slide. Bhakti Siddhanta was a very, very futuristic, spiritual, visionary person. Philosophy without religion is dry speculation. And religion without philosophy is sentiment and sometimes fanaticism. Ladies and gentlemen, we are living in a society today where alcohol is considered a beverage, adultery is considered office romance, feeding on dead animal is considered nutrition, cheating, telling lies, gambling is called smartness and diplomacy, modesty is outdated. And people, they call themselves spiritual, but they have no clue of what spirit is. There is a lot of imbalance in our personal life, in our society, in our workplace, everywhere. But a harmonious marriage of religion and philosophy is in essence the true spirituality. Exploring the philosophy will illuminate the path of devotion for us. And practicing the devotion in religious life will allow us to go further, deeper into the philosophical depths and realms. It's a sacred bond. It's like a marriage. Philosophy and religion cannot be separated. It's a sacred bond that will allow us to truly realize the balance of our body, mind, spirit, heart, and allow us to navigate through the imbalances of life. Thank you everyone once again. And I'd like to thank all of you again, obviously, and you have taken time for the evening session here. Now the next is, we will get ready for the Aarti. So we'll put back the seats back in the place where they belong, take a minute or so, and then the Aarti will start happening. And then we get ready for the kirtan, dancing party. Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Hare Krishna, please put the asanas away and stand up, and we're going to have Aarti now. Hare Krishna.
Namo Vishnupadayo Krishna Prishtayo Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pacharine Nirvishesha Shunnavadi Pasyata Deshatarine Jai Jai Sri Gauranga Mahaprabhu ki Gaur Nitai ki Radha Madan Mohan ki Lakshmi Nishingadev Bhagavan ki Jai. Hare Krishna. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Srila Prabhupada. Jai Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jai Prabhupada, Jaya Srila Prabhupada. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jai Radha Madan Mohan ki. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Nitai Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaur Hari Bol. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jai Radha Madan Mohan Radha Madan Mohan Radhe. Jai Radha Madhav Radha Madhav Radhe. Jai Radha Gokulananda Radha Gokulananda Radhe. Jayo Radhe, Jayo Radhe, Jayo Radhe, Jayo Sri Radhe. Jayo Gauranitai, 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 Jayo Gauranitai. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. जयं विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिवाजक आचार्य अष्टोत्तर शत श्री अभय चरण अरविंद भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी शिल प्रभुपाद की जय ओं विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिवाजक आचार्य अष्टोत्तर शत श्री भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती ठाकुर की नामाचार्य शिल हरिदास ठाकुर की प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्री वासादि श्री गौर भक्तवृंद की श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरी गोवर्धन की वृंदावन मथुरा धाम की श्री क्षेत्र जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की मायापुर नवद्वीप धाम की गंगा माई जमुना माई की तुलसी महारानी की समवेत भक्तवृंद की ऑल ग्लोरीज टू द assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the all glories. Sri Sri Guru Gauranga Jayata. Hare Krishna. Nimai and Nitai.
Hare Krishna, dear devotees. We request all devotees to offer praise to Her Grace Ananda Mataji's aunt, Sumitra Mishra, who left her body a couple of days back. She was an ardent devotee of Sri Sri Radha Krishna. So we request all the devotees to offer the praise to the Lordship, Lord Nrsimhadev, Sri Sri Radha Madan Mohan, Sriman Mahaprabhu, if they so desire, to grant Ananda Mataji's aunt, Sumitra Mataji, to have a safe passage and give her protection. Hare Krishna, thank you for considering the request. Thank you. Please have a seat. We will have a Narsing Aarti now. If you can move a little bit, make a space for other devotees. Thank you.
Namaste Narasimhaya. Namaste Narasimhaya. Lada lada daine. Pralada lada daine. Hiranyakashi Purvakshaha. Hiranyakashi Purvakshaha. Shilatangkana Kalae. Shilatangkana Kalae. Ito narsimo parato narsimo. Ito narsimo parato narsimo. Yato yato yami tato narsimo. Yato yato yami tato narsima. Bahir narsima hridaye narsima. Bahir narsima hridaye narsima. Narsimha madim sharanam prapade. Narsimha madim sharanam prapade. Tavakara kamalavare nakam aduda shingam dalita hiranyakashipu tanu bringam deshavadita narahari rupa jai jagadisha hare jai jagadisha hare jai jagadisha hare. Kara kamalavare nakam aduda shringa dalita hiranyakashipu tanu brinda keshavadita narahari rupa jai jagadisha hare jai jagadisha hare jai jagadisha hare. Jaya Narsimhadev Jaya Narsimhadev Jaya Narsimhadev Jaya Narsimhadev Jaya Prahlad Maharaj Jaya Prahlad Maharaj Jaya Prahlad Maharaj Jaya Prahlad Maharaj
Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol.
Nrsimha Bhagwan ki, Prahlad Maharaj ki, Gaur Premanande.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. We welcome you all to the Sunday Feast Festival here at ISKCON of Silicon Valley on this special Sunday, which is the long weekend. So thank you for taking your valuable time and spending a precious time here at ISKCON of Silicon Valley. So let's give a big round of applause to everyone who has joined us here. Hare Hare Bol. We would also like to thank all our online viewers as well. So let's give them a big round of applause. Hare Bol. Today's discourse and lecture was brought to us by His Grace Yaśodā-kṛpā Prabhu. So let's express our gratitude and thank him for an excellent class. Hari Hari Bol. And then ecstatic Aarti and Kirtan was brought to us by His Grace Vishwapati Nityananda Prabhu. Hari 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 Bol. And Narsingha Aarti was brought to us by Bhakta Nimai. Hari Bol. Last but not the least, we would like to express our thanks and gratitude to His Grace Ramananda Sakha for bringing the broadcasting of this program. Hari Bol. So anyone coming here for the first time? Thank you. Thank you. Anyone else there? Yeah, thank you. Right there. We have quite a few devotees. Thank you for joining us. If you have any questions or we could be of any assistance, please reach out to me. My name is Sri Gopal Das. Or Sachindra Prabhu, you will find him at the serving table. We would be happy to assist you in any way we can. And let's chant one Mahamantra for all our newcomers. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So we recently launched a WhatsApp channel. So I hope everyone joined. Did everyone join? Who else? Okay, so we have quite a few devotees who have joined, but if you have not joined, please join the WhatsApp channel. All our communication to the upcoming programs will be sent on that channel. So thank you. And last week, we had a new program that was initiated by our youth. Please come here. Haribol. It was a kirtan that was the initiated week, every week kirtan, right? So let's hear, we want to say a few words. How was the program and how did it go?
Hare Krishna, everyone. Thank you. Yeah, we had our first Harinam yesterday. Yeah, Lytton Plaza from 4 to 7 p.m. It was great. We had good turnout, and yeah, we just kept the Harinam going. We had book distribution, and yeah, we'll be looking forward to announcing our next location in our WhatsApp group. If you haven't gotten the link for that, it was sent in the ISV General WhatsApp group, and I'll be sending it in an email tonight. So, Hare Krishna.
Haribol. We have one sponsor for tonight's feast. Ashish Prabhu is sponsoring in the memory of Hannah Goodson. So he is not here, but I heard that he's going to be online. Is Ashish Prabhu online? No? Okay. So anyway, let's thank Ashish Prabhu for sponsoring today's feast. Hare Krishna. Yeah, please, we have the announcement for the cooks now.
Hare Krishna. Today's prasadam was cooked by Ananda Vrindavan Mataji, Shama Bhakta Prabhu, Shama Karana Mataji, Vaishnavi, Meghavi Mataji, Hitesh Prabhu, Malay Prabhu, Neil Mani Prabhu, Divyananda Prabhu, Tarani Mataji, Tapame Prabhu, Rasamrita Sesha Prabhu, Neha Mataji, Mayuri Mataji, Shreya Mataji, Labanga Saki Mataji, and Shruti Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Now we would go to Prasad Seva prayers, and then Prasad will be served outside, and you can honor the Prasad inside or outside as you like. But we would like to finish, cleaning the temple as soon as possible by 6:30, so that devotees can go early. Hare Krishna. So, Anushri, would you like to sing the Prasad Seva prayers? Hare Krishna.
Sharira Vidyajan Jodindriya Tahikan Jive Philem Vishaya Sagorin Dharmadye Jivayatim Lobho Moy Sudurmatim Taki jita katina samsarin Krishna Bhadoyaman Gauri Bhare Jivajan Swaprasadana Dilobhan Seyanamritapam Radha Krishna Gunagam Vinilako Shri Chaitanya Nita Vinilako Shri Chaitanya Nita Mahaprasade Govinde Mahaprasade Vaishnavi Saupapunyam Rajan Vishwasanam Jai Prasade Sarva Dukhanam Pamirasya Pujayate Prasanna Cheta Suyasu Gopikaya Krishna Prayopabhukta Shakanta Vasamakara Cheshana Achista Pujina Rasas Tavamaya Jayavani Shishtam Pariyustam Bhakti Nitam Bhadu Krishna Bhakti Murtena Bhaktavyam Natyakaya Rachavana Nideshwaniya Mastaka Napayani Mastaka Bhaktamanam Vidam Krishna Bhaktavyam Harirabhami Bhagavad Shima Prasad ki. Please come take prasadam.